snack. Me and you gonna have a little chat about books. Hi guys, so I'm here today to do a book review, and the book that I'm going to be reviewing is The Towers of Midnight by Brandon Sanderson and Robert Jordan. This is book number 13, the penultimate one in the Wheel of Time series. I cannot believe I've finished the 13th book, and I'm currently reading the 14th book, which is the final one. I cannot even believe it. I am nearly at the end of Wheel of Time, and it's crazy, it's insane, but I'm super excited about it. I really enjoyed this book again. I think Sanderson is doing a fantastic job of drawing all the strings and all the people and all the characters and all the customs and all the different things that Robert Jordan has created back together for the final battle. Book number 14 is already epic. This one took me a little bit longer to get into than the 12th and the 14th one have. I think this one, I don't know if it was because I was reading a lot of other stuff at the same time that was kind of similar in places, but I didn't get into this one as quickly as I did the others. I still ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. I still thought it was really fantastic in the end, and the way that this ended was definitely set up for book number 14. Like, I was ready to continue straight on after finishing this, which is what I did. But yeah, I definitely took a little bit longer to get into this one. It was a little bit slower. This one felt more like Perrin's storybook. This one was where Perrin became an awesome person again. We got hints of Sanderson wanting to make Perrin a good character in book number 12. This book definitely did it. It was mostly focused on Perrin. There were other characters who were involved, of course. It always switches point of views and stuff. But Perrin was definitely the major focus for this whole book, and we really get to see the way that he has improved as a character, and he has grown as a character, and he has come through a lot, and he's come out the other side. And I think that it was a great chance that Sanderson took to rewrite Perrin as the character we always wanted him to be, because I'm sure so many people would agree that, honestly, Perrin took a little bit of a fall in the middle few books. He really became a little bit irritating and annoying, and seeing as he's one of the main 3 characters, we don't want an annoying main character, and he did become an annoying character at points. So I was really happy that Sanderson decided, Perrin, you're gonna get some comeback time, and you're gonna get to do what I think you need to do in order to be a badass. I mean, I don't know how much of this he was taking from Robert Jordan's notes. Maybe it was Robert Jordan's plan all along. But I equally think that Sanderson must have influenced it in some way, because Perrin definitely, he became a much stronger character by the end of this book, and we get to see him fight, and we get to see him negotiate, and we get to see him be a leader and be an interesting and exciting character once more, as opposed to a moody or grumpy character, which he's been for, you know, a few of the books. One thing I really enjoy about Perrin is the adventures that we get to see in the Wolf Dream involving him, and it is so interesting to see how the Wolf Dream works, and to see Perrin finally, after, 12 other books, finally accepting what he is, and accepting who he is, and accepting and learning about the way that he can control his passions and his desires, and who he is, and what he has the ability to do. Because I feel like Rand and Matt both sort of have understood who they are and their role, and how to control the things that they have, like the powers and things that they have. Whereas Perrin has been fixated on the other storyline with Fael for a long time, and he never really got to explore his own powers and his own personality as much as the other characters did, and this book does that. This book makes him an epic character again, which made me very happy, I must say, because honestly he was getting a little dull and tedious at points. We also get to see how the Wolf Dream can not only affect Perrin and his personality, but it can actually interact with the waking world, which I thought was fascinating and super interesting, and there were some connections between the Wolf Dream and Teleran Riyadh, which I really enjoyed seeing. I won't say any more on it, but I really enjoyed the connections that were made there. I also found that by the end of this book, Perrin was a character who I could once again look up to and admire and root for, and see his genuine personality shining through. He's one of the more honest and down-to-earth of the 3 main characters. Like Matt's quite down-to-earth as well, but Matt sort of depends a lot on his luck, whereas Perrin, he's very realistic about the things that he does, sort of mingling with the people who are following him and getting to know them, and sort of being a more relatable leader than perhaps Rand or Matt are. So I really like his down-to-earth attitude, and I think he's an exceptional character, and Sanderson has once again brought him to a great point in the story where he is level with the other two for me now. Like, he's more of a main character than he has been for a long time, and I'm definitely happy to say that, yeah, he's improved immensely. Another character who we get to see a bit of, more so towards the ending of this book, was Matt, and I really enjoyed Matt's storyline. I think it was necessary for him to go on the journey that he did, and I really enjoyed seeing what happened when he went on it, and what he ended up doing, and just the craziness, the absolute craziness of the Aelfinn and the Elfin. It was just insane, so that was all very exciting, and I think, yeah, I really enjoyed that part, and I enjoyed seeing Matt as a character before that, but that particular plot point was certainly something interesting and something that had been hinted at for quite a long time, so I was happy that we finally saw that, and we finally followed him as he went through these quite tragic and scary and horrible adventures. I said in book number 12 I didn't know if Sanderson had necessarily got Matt's personality quite right. It felt a little bit like there was a discrepancy between him and Jordan's writing of Matt, whereas all the other characters felt fine to me. Matt felt a little bit more abrupt and bitter. I think he definitely calmed that down a little bit in this book and made Matt a bit more similar to how he was when Jordan was writing it. So I enjoyed Matt's personality a lot more in this book than I did in the 12th, and I think his storyline was also a lot more exciting in this one than the 12th, although there were some good moments in the 12th too. So yeah, I definitely loved Matt's storyline as well, and seeing him and seeing the progression of what he'd been doing and what he'd been up to was also fabulous when it was interwoven with Perrin's storyline, which was all very crazy as well. And I think that Matt's feistiness and his stubbornness and his jokes were all quite entertaining to read about and laugh along to. So there were a few moments where I chuckled along with him. Another character who had a great few moments within this was Aviendha. Aviendha had some serious plot development moments where she saw some things and entered into some things and was shown some things that were just crazy and mind-blowing and really quite scary for her as a character. So I'm seriously looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with her and with her storyline, because I know that there's going to be something exciting coming up, and I'm certain that it's going to be dramatic and fun, and already book number 14 is, you know, it's expanding on what we see in this one, and it's showing you more of that and just being really interesting. So I'm loving her storyline. I think she's a great character. I think all of the Aiel generally are great characters, but Aviendha is definitely the one that we can most relate to, because we've actually seen her develop and seen her grow, and I think she's just a very likeable character as well. Even though she is quite blunt and feisty too, she has her moments, and she's certainly sort of calmed down a bit and sort of become more open to the ways of the non-Aiel and also to just people around her. She's really a lovely character, and I've loved seeing her develop, and I think Sanderson's doing an excellent job of bringing that along even further and pushing her to the limits of it all. And finally, of course, we see Egwene and Elaine in their elements. We get to see more of them. I think Egwene's my favourite character. She has been for the last couple books. She's just been the only one who's really epic most of the time, I think. She has a lot of stuff and a lot of pressure resting on her, and yet she always manages to keep this kind of calm exterior, and I think she's excellent at that. And I think she's just a really interesting character to read about and enjoy and learn about, and I think she's just fantastic. On the whole, I think there were some really essential moments within this and some really great character progression. We had some truces that were made that are definitely going to come up again, and just in time for the last battle. So I thought that was all very entertaining and very good. And I just really enjoyed getting to see all of the different cultures and people of this world that Jordan's created coming together and starting to really, really understand that the last battle is about to happen. There's only one more book, guys. Come on, you need to get ready. And that's what they really did start to realise in this book. And they all have started to kind of do their preparation and come together in various ways. And I really enjoyed seeing it and reading it and enjoying it, and I thoroughly did enjoy this. So I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. It was awesome, it was fun, it was a little bit slower than the other one, but just, you know, excellent. Sanderson has definitely done a fantastic job of bringing these way back on track from where Jordan left off, and I think I'm so excited for the final one. I'm only 100 pages into it at the moment, so I'm really loving what I've read, but I haven't finished it obviously, and I've heard that there are some fantastic chapters later on, so I'm really looking forward to reading and continuing and finishing up the series, because it's going to be a massive milestone and achievement on my part, and I'm really proud of myself for getting this far, even though it's not been a challenge as such. Like, it has been a long process. I've been reading this series for years now, and so I'm very happy to have finally got to the 14th book, and yeah, it's a big milestone. So if you guys have read the 13th book, or you have read Robert Jordan generally, I would love to hear your thoughts on both Robert Jordan and Sanderson and how the Wheel of Time series is shaping up towards the end of it. Definitely leave me your comments down below. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you all again soon in another video. Bye! Me and you gonna have a little chat about books.